Good evening to you all, and I welcome for another presentation on matrices. In today's presentation, I would like to explain about to find out the inverse of a given matrix, and especially for 3 by 3 matrix, right? How to find out the inverse of a matrix? Let us say, for example, A is any given matrix. Let us say, in general, let us say the elements are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, or the various elements of a 3 by 3 matrix, and I am calling this matrix as A, which has 3 rows as well as 3 columns. That is why it is called a 3 by 3 matrix. So for this given 3 by 3 matrix, how to find out the inverse of a matrix? Inverse, what is the inverse actually? Okay, if A is any given matrix, the inverse is nothing but the reverse. So inverse is nothing but 1 by A. If you do like that, that is called inverse is nothing but just where we have to take the reverse of that. Okay, actually A is nothing but A by 1. Let us say A can be written as even 1 A by 1. So A by 1 is equal to A only. If you write like A by 1, the value of A does not affect, it will not change. A by 1 is equal to A itself. Okay, then if you take the inverse of A, then we have to take the reverse. Reverse is nothing but you have to make, okay, 1 by A. 1 by A. That is what the inverse means. Inverse is nothing but 1 by A. You have to remember that. Inverse is nothing but inverse. Inverse is nothing but we have to take the reverse of it. That nothing but 1 by A. Right? This is 1 by A. And this also can be written as, so what is the power here? If what is the power of A power 1. If nothing is there, means that A power 1. So this also can be written as, if you take this A to the numerator, you can take A, and this 1, actually A power 1 is in denominator, no? A power 1 is in denominator, 1 is the numerator. You can bring this A to the numerator like this, and the sign of 1 will comes minus 1, minus 1. So the sign of 1 becomes simply minus 1. Therefore, A power minus 1. Therefore, inverse of A is nothing but A inverse. That is the meaning of it. Inverse of A, right? Inverse of the matrix. Inverse of the matrix A is denoted by, inverse of the matrix A is denoted by how? A inverse. So remember, so A inverse is the inverse of the matrix A. Then how to find out the inverse? Is there any formula for that? Is there any formula for the 3 by 3 matrix? Yes, there is a formula. Just I will explain you that. It's a very, very important actually. If you recall in our previous presentations, if you go through our previous presentations, say for example, A is any 2 by 2 matrix where you have 2 rows and then 2 columns like this. Let us say I am taking an example for your easy understanding. 1, 2, 3, 4 are the 4 elements in this given matrix, and I am calling this as A. Understood? A is the matrix where I have 4 elements like 1, 2, 3, 4, where it has 2 rows and 2 columns. Thereby, it is called as 2 by 2 matrix. The first two indicates the number of rows, 2 rows, and the second two indicates the number of columns. So, as it has 2 columns, therefore 2 by 2 matrix. For the 2 by 2 matrix, the inverse can be obtained, that we have seen in our earlier presentations. So here the inverse A inverse is equal to same. A inverse is nothing but what? Inverse of this matrix. Inverse of this matrix. For the 2 by 2 matrix, as I have explained in our previous presentations, what is the formula? If you recall, 1 by A into D minus B into C, you have to take the product like this. Take a bracket. What is the formula? D minus B minus C A. Have you remembered it? Have you remembered it? This is a very simple formula. So the inverse, A inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix will be obtained using this formula. A inverse is equal to 1 by A into D minus B into C. Then take a bracket and the D minus B minus CA. What are these ABCDs actually in this formula? Very easy, nothing to, I think I am just reminding you all that. So in the given matrix, this one is must be considered as A. Your A is nothing but A is equal to 1 actually. Your B is equal to 2 and C is equal to 3 and D is equal to 4. And if you can equate this with this normal elements or in general A, B, C, D. That's it. So if you can equate this 1, 2, 3, 4 with our natural, okay, the basic matrix that is A, B, C, D, your A is nothing but 1, your B is nothing but 2, your C is nothing but 3, your D is nothing but 4. Therefore, in this formula, this is the formula. In this formula, wherever A, B, C, D's are there, you simply substitute these elements in this, you will get your A inverse. This is the simple formula for finding the inverse of a given simple 2 by 2 matrix. Whereas coming to the 3 by 3 matrix, so the formula is something different to this formula. So for 3 by 3 matrix, the formula is something different. Something different. For a 3 by 3 matrix, remember, for a 3 by 3 matrix, for a 3 by 3 matrix, the the inverse is given as the inverse, that is what? A inverse is equal to, what is the formula, it is simply ADJ, adjoint of A by determinant of A is any given matrix. This is the formula, friends. This is the formula for a 3 by 3 matrix. It is the formula for 3 by 3 matrix for finding inverse. For finding inverse. Adjoint A. ADJ is nothing but adjoint A. This is called as adjudicate or adjoint. Adjoint matrix. Adjoint of A. Matrix A, and this is called the determinant of A. So A is any given matrix. It is a 3 by 3 matrix, means that it has 3 rows, 3 columns. Therefore, in total you have 9 elements. So for that matrix, we have to find out adjoint A, and then we have to find out determinant of A, then adjoint A by determinant of A. If you substitute those values, and your answer will be very simple. A inverse will be obtained, right? So with this I finish off this presentation with this formula. In our next presentation I will explain you how to solve for the given 3 by 3 matrix, and even just I will give you a small question, and please you try on your own, because henceforth I will give you some examples in my presentations, and I request and ask you all that let us try on your own, and the same question I will definitely solve in my subsequent presentations with your answer. Then you can check. So this question is very important question asked in our previous examination. World, it is from the world question paper. Solve the given equations. Solve the given equation using matrix inverse method. Using matrix inverse method. We have to solve using matrix inverse method. So what are the equations given? So it is 2x plus minus y plus z is equal to 4, and the second equation is x plus y plus z is equal to 1. Understand? And the third equation is x minus 3y plus minus 3z is equal to 2. So these are the given equations, and you are asking to solve these using matrix inverse method. Matrix inverse method. So just I will give you a simple clue to solve this, but you have to try on your own, right? So from these three equations, how many equations are there? Three equations. From these three equations, you first make a matrix from this. You can prepare. So I will give you a can be written as your a. Definitely your a must be like this. So this matrix a can be formed like this. So take the from the first equation, what are the x coefficient? 2, y coefficient is minus 1, z coefficient is 1. Can I write like that? 2 minus 1 1. Can I write like that? Coming to the second equation, what is the x coefficient? Nothing is there, 1. So you have to write the coefficients only. Y coefficient is again 1, z coefficient is 1, 1 1 1. Am I correct? Right. Coming to the third equation, what is the x coefficient? Again 1 here, and y coefficient is minus 3, and z coefficient is minus 3. That's it. This is what your matrix say. This is what your matrix say. So from this matrix, actually, what you have to find out? What you have to find out? You have to find out the determinant as well as the determinant you have to find out, and for this matrix you have to find out the adjoint A. Adjoint A. That. So you try on your own. You try on your own, and I will solve this question in our subsequent presentations. Right. So with this, I will finish off this presentation here, and we will continue with the solution of this presentation, and even we can solve more number of questions, questions or even examples in our subsequent presentations. Right. Thank you. Thank you very much.